What's up, homie?
What up?
I guess I'm not going to be able to record this. I'm having issues with my recording, so I'm just going to rely on you. I guess maybe I'll try something. Hang on. You know what? I'm just going to do an ISO record and hit the whole thing. Okay. So if I hit background effects, I'm thinking of switching the background up to this. What's your thoughts?
I think you're good either way, brother. I was gonna maybe go outside and record too, rather than have my fucking all my stuff too. So
Got
'cause I got
this. You know what? Maybe I'll go that.
ooh, that's good looking. That's good looking. And you got your branding on your shirt, suit like it super
Yeah, and it's hard to brand on this because if I'm going to slice it to a reel, the logo would have to be like right here.
yeah,
So I always try to wear something with the brand. Let me
yeah.
get to lighting. I want to turn this one off of purple.
I'm gonna try to join from my camera out. Give me 1 minute and I'm gonna be on a different camera.
All right, audio test, 1, 2, video test. Get rid of the Zoom screen here. Okay, Zoom screen out. It's going to be tight on me here.
Oh man, this is funny. I like removed myself from the meeting like when I first joined, and then since I did that, it won't let me rejoin. So, oh well, I'll do it from here.
All right, so I think I'm good on this one here.
Oh, you look good. You look good. Can you
Uh,
hear
audio,
me?
yeah, does audio sound good on my end?
Yeah, really good.
All right. Blackout screen. And I'm going to go zoom mode on, which should give me a program record camera 4. We'll hit that. So if I can hit camera 4 record, we will be good to go.
Boom. Dude, I know I always call you Katie, but do you pronounce it Caddy?
It's Katie.
Okay, dude. I every once in a while I'll hear somebody be like, "Oh yeah, I saw a caddy there," and I'll be like, "I don't call him caddy. I call him
No,
Katie."
it's Katie, but everybody calls me Caddy so much that I don't even correct them anymore. I'm like, fuck it, I don't care.
All right, then. Well, we got Andrew Caddy Katie on joining us today. Thank you for joining, buddy. I really appreciate you. How are you?
I am doing amazing, man. Doing amazing. Here, hang
Good.
on one second. Let's restart that because I want to get a hand clap in here so I can tie my audio together because I'm gonna have a separate audio file. So done. Let's go.
All right. Hey, buddy. Thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, I have Andrew Katie here. Andrew, how are you doing?
I'm doing amazing, man. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Now, I felt the need to emphasize Katie because when I'm out and about and people are talking about you, some of them call you Andrew Caddy, and even being like your good buddy, I was starting to second guess myself. And so I had to ask you today, dude, have I been saying it wrong? Is it Katie or is it Caddy?
No, it's one of those things. I've grown up. I don't know, because the last time I checked, Golf Caddy has two D's,
Yep.
but like not everybody is intelligent. I get it. So I'm sorry if you're one of those people, but no, it's happened so much in my life that I literally don't even correct people anymore. You can call me pretty much anything. Just don't call me Andy. Andy is
Hey.
reserved for my mom, and that's it.
Okay. All right. I'll remember that. I'll remember that. I'm going to stick with Katie. That's what I like best. But I will say that I confuse everybody because my sister's Katie. We have a mutual, really good friend named Katie, like Catherine, right? And so then when
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I was talking to Katie, everybody's just like, which Katie are we talking about? So,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Chad told me, he said he told someone, yeah, I'm rooming in Vegas with Katie, and everybody
oh,
kind of looked at him like, Katie, and he was like, no, Andrew Katie, and it's a tough one. I graced my children enough to not name my child Katie because
oh,
I'm just not going to be that dad that does that, you know.
yeah. I have a neighbor, a really good dude named Steve Stevens. So, yeah. But anyway, I digress. Man, I wanted to have you on. I always appreciate your attitude. No matter what the market is, you are looking to get better and finding the nuggets in the mud sometimes, or sometimes they're just right there. But your attitude is always on point. And then because of that, it seems like you don't hit the downs quite as hard as the rest of our buddies sometimes, or the rest of the industry right now. So you've been talking a lot about being like a leader and being a present leader, and what a real leader looks like. So tell me, like, how is this time in the market, or whatever we're calling it now, tying in with your kind of mission of being that leader and your message of being that consistent leader?
Yeah. You're dead right. Like, I maintain a positive face. There are days, trust me, I'm human. There are days I wake up and I don't want to, but I also understand the responsibility of having people that look to me as leading them. And, there's a responsibility that comes with it. And I think there's a huge difference between a leader and a manager. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think there's no such thing as a good manager. I think, manager titles should be stripped out. You're either a leader, a good manager is a leader. You lead by example. To me, just the definition of a manager, you're managing humans. Like you would never, as a father, say, I manage my children well. No, I lead my children well. Well, why
Yep.
would it not be anything different for work? Like, to me, a manager achieves results through manipulation. They manipulate people into believing that this needs to be done, no matter what they're the boss. They say what it needs to be done. Same premise of raising your children, do as I say, not as I do, doesn't work. Like that premise doesn't work. So a leader inspires people. You're out in the front of the pack leading people. If you're going to preach a message of positivity, you better not be negative. And sure, there's plenty of things to wake up about and be negative. Like, trust me, like, life is not all peaches and roses. I don't wake up in the morning shitting sunshine. Let me just be blunt with you. I don't. But there's a certain process I take myself through in the morning to find my gratitude, to find the things that matter to me, because I want to truly not just say I'm a leader, but be a leader. I don't think it's fair to say that somebody wakes up and desires to be a leader. I think it's something that's just innate within you. There's a lot of leadership courses. I don't think that's going to teach you to be a leader. I
Right.
think I think being a leader is just who you are. It's the core of your DNA, is that you want to lead by example rather than tell people what to do.
I love that. I love that. There's a lot to unpack there, and I want to unpack it. So, number one, you said something that I've kind of lived by for a while, and it's because my dad, the wrestling coach, would say something about, are you the captain here? Or do you want to be the captain? And I'd be like, yeah, of course, and he'd say, well, it's pretty hard to lead from behind. Get going, and I've said that several times throughout my career, and I've had people who were leaders go, that's not true. You can kind of lead from behind, and it's like, but not the way that people want to be led, and not the way that I want to lead. And I feel like that's usually pretty short term, because people will for you for a while, but they'll work with you sometimes for their career.
No, you absolutely nailed it. And I've seen prime examples of it. Armchair leadership is a manager. That's what you are. Like if I'm the one that's sitting at the beach on a Saturday and telling my teammates to go out and go to open houses, like I'm going to, sure, I have 4 kids. I'm not necessarily in production anymore. Me going to open houses doesn't benefit me. So I may not be out every weekend, but I'll be damned if I'm not the person that's out there and showing them how it's done and offering a cash reward if anybody can go to more in a weekend than me.
Yeah.
Like if you're the leader that wakes up in the morning telling people what to do and leading your business from the beach in Puerto Rico, expect your business to fail. Like, I'm sorry, but leadership is from the trenches, not from the armchair.
I can agree with that. Not used to, it's something that, again, I live by, is like, how do you want to lead? Work hard and let them see you doing it, right? Like there's just no substitute for working hard and letting, like when my people know, right? Like, and I say my people, meaning like they're my family. Like there's a lot of people at my credit guy that I love and I would do anything for, right? So my people know I'm not going to make usually the calls that they have to make. I'm not going to do the tasks that they have to do, but they see it when I have to be away for nights and weeks at a time with from my family at the conferences or doing the things to drum up the business. And I know that makes them see that vision with me rather than just being somebody. And it is tough because I'm down here in Florida and a lot of my good folks are in Iowa, right? And they're coming up on a time of year where they have to dig deep to have that positive mental attitude. And unfortunately, it is you're in Florida. It's the perfect time of year down here, right? So it's tough sometimes, but you're right. It is so important to be in the trenches in whatever form you can be in the trenches to show people that, you're on the same path as them.
Yeah. I mean, Gary Vaynerchuk talks about it all the time. And I'm a huge Gary V fan. If anybody knows me, I share a lot of his quotes, but he talks about it extensively with the philosophy of clouds and dirt. Like as the leader of a company, leader of a team, leader of a branch, leader of your family, you can never get out of the dirt. Like I never will stop originating loans. I'm always going to do one here and there because I need to be in the dirt. I need to experience what that feels like. I need to go to open houses on a Saturday afternoon because I need to stay in the dirt. But the majority of my time should be spent in the clouds, which is where I'm going to plan and develop and grow to create the culture that needs to be to retain employees. But I can never just live in the clouds. I have to live in the dirt sometimes too. And it's not the easiest, the funnest tasks to do. But you see it with great leaders all the time. Like you take Steve Jobs, for instance, wasn't the nicest guy, didn't have the greatest reputation. But you want to talk about a guy that was in the weeds every single day when it came to iPhone development, like trashing plans and redrawing them himself, because he was going to lead that project forward. And what did it do? It revolutionized the world. Like it revolutionized technology. We had never seen a phone without buttons before. And all of a sudden this phone comes out and look where we're at today. It's like, leaders have to be in the trenches with their people in order to gain the trust. Again, going back to do as I say, not as I do, doesn't work. Just take it to a kid's stance. They are always going to do what the parents do, not necessarily what the parents say. You could say, well, I'm an adult, so I can do this, and you shouldn't. Well, the moment they can, they will. It's just how life works.
Yep. True, man. Absolutely. And really, when you think about why you started in business or what it is that you're going for, I mean, that human connection with your team so that you know what's going on isn't something that you want to get away from, right? Like when you started building business, you never said like, I want to do less of making a great product and a great place to work. Right. And so people start cutting corners on some of the wrong things, I think, as they get bigger or as they think they're getting bigger, they're prioritizing the wrong things. And sometimes it's hard to deliver on that personal involvement. But you're right. I mean, it's so important because really, if you think about any business that's been built, it's usually kind of chopping up what one or two people did in the beginning, right? Meaning what you did in the beginning, you're now asking someone, hey, do what I did, but do it better than me, right? And what better source of information than you just have to make yourself available. And I'm talking to myself right now because we are in one of those cycles of, okay, we got it pretty good. And I know I annoy my people a lot, dude, because I'll get it done and they'll be like, all right, great. Now we're going to deliver this product for a while back. Well, no, I mean, I'm walking back to the beginning of the line and I'm going to start tearing it apart again. And they, have finally gotten used to that. But still, there's always that shock of like, just leave it alone. And it's like, no, because it could be better.
Well, that's the role of, an innovator in an industry. I mean, that's an entrepreneur is what that is. Like there has to be a level as a leader of never satisfied. Like there just has to be. Like number one, like if I characterize the key traits in my opinion, off the cuff of a leader, number one, you don't give any credence to what people's opinion of you is. You are you. You're extremely confident in who you are. Because if you're a brown noser or you're someone that's always pandering to get that attaboy, you're not a leader. Like leaders just they walk with confidence. They know exactly what they need to do, how they need to do it. And that level of confidence inspires people to follow it. But besides that, you have to be also empathetic and you have to understand that people might be going through other things.
Yeah.
But you also can never be satisfied. Like there's no level of satisfaction. If we got our average clear to close time down to 7 days, I wouldn't be satisfied. How can we get it to 6.9? Like there has to be that growth, man.
Yeah, everything is a model for everything else. And I know that it's like such a Pandora's box, but it's like, whatever I can do one of, I can figure out a way to do two of. Whatever I can do two of, I can do 8 of. Whatever I can do 8 of, I can do 100 of by following a very similar model and just scaling. And the same way reverse, if I can get something done in 20 days, surely we can get it done in 15, which means, of course, you can get it done in 12, right? And so it's a never ending like zoom.
Yeah. There's like a leadership program called EOS that I was a part of for many, many years. I still use their level 10 meeting structure. It's phenomenal setup for like leadership structure in a team. But it's like in every great organization, whether it be, a company or a team or whatever it is, there is usually at the top, there's an innovator. Like this is the person that is the dreamer. This is the person that goes out. They're the visionary is what they call them. Really. They're the visionary. They have the big vision, the big dreams. They're fearful of nothing, but they also have to have people directly with them that are implementers because oftentimes the visionaries don't implement very well.
Yeah.
But we can have that vision of where we're going to go and then just inspire the people around us by understanding and working with them. For me, like it's all about culture. It's all about creating something that's different. I've said it many times, I'll say it again. I don't hire to hire. I could have been at triple the size of my team right now if I just wanted to put asses in the seat, but I don't. I want to create a culture. Like I am way more quick to let someone go, fire someone over an attitude issue than a performance issue. Performance I can train. Attitude you can't train.
Yeah. The number one rule at My Credit Guy is you must be a pleasure to work with. And that's because we came from a place that was seriously like, it was fucking horrible. Like when you were walking in, you got that pit right here. You know what I mean? Where you were like, there's things I should say today. There's things I hope he doesn't say today. Like that, right? And then, so that was from a leadership standpoint. But then we've also had people where it's like, dude, we're trying to build something special here. And it just takes 1 or 2 people walking in. And the thing is that they don't realize is how powerful they are. And I try to explain that to people. And the good thing is we've also had people that are like, Holy shit, you're right. Because you're powerful. Like, look at what you can do. Look at the influence you have. Now, it's shitty, it's horrible, but you're having influence. So, what does that mean? You use that as a template. If I can influence people in a shitty way, I can influence them in a positive way. And I will tell you that it is so important to get those people out when they just, it's like you want to be miserable. I got to go let you be miserable or let you be happy doing something else because this isn't it. But there's nothing better than when you see somebody that goes, oh shit.
Light
Okay.
bulb moment.
Yeah, it is. And I have a couple people right now I'm thinking of on my staff where I'm like, look at you go. Look at you, lady. Like you just became somebody else as I was watching because you decided to. And that's something that you talked about in the beginning of this chat is what you described as life by design, right? Like it's not, you're not a passenger. Like you are a driver and you can pretend like you're a passenger as long as you want and that shit's happening to you. Or not to be cliche, but you can grab the wheel and start having an influence on the direction you go and how you're getting around things rather than just mindlessly plowing into them.
Yeah, now you're getting me going because yes,
Let's go.
10,000%. I recently I spoke on stage at the Winners Win event in Pontiac, Michigan last week, and I talked about my morning routine. Because to me, like if you actually start your day by being in control of your day, you can end your day by being in control of your day. If you start just letting things happen, your day is going to drive you. And it was so funny because I asked for a show of hands. I was like, as I began this, I said, let me, by a show of hands, who in here has a morning routine? And 60, maybe 70% of the crowd raised their hand. And I said, okay, now I'm here to tell you that 100% of you have a morning routine.
Yeah.
It's either an intentional routine, which will 99% of the time will be a healthy routine for your mind and your body. If you have a routine, it's intentional, typically going to be healthy for mind and body. It's typically meditation, it's journaling, it's some kind of fitness, it's these things that are healthy. But if you don't have a morning routine, you still do. It's just unintentional. And those are typically unhealthy just in general. Like I saw this guy talking the other day and he said, comfort is what is killing America. It's comfort. He said, let me ask you, is it comfortable to go to the gym? No. So people sit in comfort at their home and it's killing them. Is it comfortable to eat healthy foods? No, it sucks. Like 90% of the time, the good stuff is what's bad for you. Like the more sugar, the better it tastes. It's not comfortable to eat healthy. It's not comfortable to wake up earlier. It's not comfortable to meditate and to find time away from your phone. The comforts in life is eating like shit, scrolling TikTok at 7 o'clock in the morning when you should be getting ready for work. Comfort is what's killing us. So if we can begin to be intentional with our time, very first thing in the morning, we can remain intentional throughout our day. That's my belief. And I've seen it happen to me. I've seen where I've gone from just on a fitness level in the last 18 months of my life is just an absolute wowing moment to get rid of the excuses saying, I'm just not a fitness guy, to saying, you know what, I'm going to be.
Yeah, dude, I love that. And again, like I view life as like templates, right? So what fitness is that the most obvious template I think there is to go when you are intentional, when you make a decision, when you stop acting like you're not in control, look at what happens. Because I did for a long time, right? Like I was like in forced good shape in high school because I was just nonstop active in like crazy strenuous sports. And then for the next like 15 years, I was like, I don't know what's wrong. I just can't lose any weight no matter what I do. And I try hard. And I look back on it now, like knowing, not just knowing what I know, because the annoying thing is I knew, you fucking you know what you need to do. And anytime you hire a trainer, I shouldn't say that because I have a really great trainer right now, that Aaron Williamson guy that works with Renee. But most of the time, a trainer or a coach is just being like, here's what you need to do. And you're like, I knew that. And they're like, now you're going to do it. And you're like, all right, now I'm going to do it. And it's like, fuck, I knew that already. I'm just being weak. Right. And so it's just crazy now when you're intentional and you're like, well, it's food, but it's daily routines and it's, not definitely not doing this. And, there's just so many things where it's like, you can't drink soda and be in really good shape. You can't. It's disgusting for your body. And it's like pouring sludge into your gas tank. Like saying that you want to be in shape and then drinking a lot of soda is just like you're full of shit, right?
Oh, 100%. I mean, take it to anything though. Like if you're going to be a race car driver, okay, so you're going to take and skinny your car down. You're going to drill holes in your gas and brake pedal to remove weight. You're going to go carbon fiber body. But yeah, let's run 83 fuel through it.
Well,
but yeah, I mean, but we've dialed the car in. But let's just put the shittiest fuel in. Let's not put racing fuel. Let's not go high octane. Let's just put the base in because it's a little cheaper. Nothing pisses me off is like the biggest drives me insane is when people say I'm trying. Yeah. Because trying is actually not an action. Trying, you either do or you don't. Like I'm trying to go to the gym. No, you're not. Are you in the gym or are you not?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to get healthier. No, you're either getting healthier or you're getting unhealthier. Which one is it?
Yeah. It's crazy the psychology, especially around the food addictions, though, in the United States it's wild. Like the shit that we eat here, and this is a whole different rabbit hole. I'll probably edit this out.
I love rabbit holes.
But just it is like they are trying to keep you, and you have to be intentional and cognizant of that too. You have to know this product wants to keep me, and some of these words that I don't know what the fuck they are, that keeps me. Okay. Like I'm going to have to find one or two ingredient things to consume. Right. But like, dude, your example of the race car is great, but let's take the example of somebody's minivan. Okay. They only put, they might put ethanol in it, but they're not going to put diesel in it. They're not going to put mud in it. They're not going to put sugar in it. Right. Because we know what a minivan it can consume and what won't kill it and make it stop on the side of the road, right? And we would only ever put gas in it. And it's just crazy that we respect a minivan more than we respect our bodies in a lot of cases. We get routine maintenance on it. If something's flat, we fill it up. If it's broken, we fix it. And we would never put mud in it,
Dude, you're dead right. I mean, how many people haven't gone to the doctor for a 6-month checkup for 15 years? But they take their car to get the oil changed and get it serviced. And I'm like, you actually are putting more stock in a vehicle that's an appreciating asset than your own life. Like for me, I personally go in every 6 months and have the most expansive blood test done because I want to know where every single vitamin level is in my body. And I adjust my supplements based on my deficiencies. And man, it's changed my life. Actually dialing myself in. I've got a clearer mind. I wake up way earlier in the morning and I feel like I actually got more sleep. Like imagine that. Imagine waking up at like this morning, 4:15, no alarm needed, 4:15, wake up, ready to go. And it wasn't because I went to bed at 8:30. I went to bed at 10, but it's because I ate clean yesterday. I didn't eat a bunch of fried chicken. And no, I went down and ate exactly what I knew I should put in my body yesterday. And so I slept amazing for the hours that I slept.
Yeah, dude, that's the quality of life. It's like there's certain markers to, I believe, this journey that we're on, right? And one of them's how long you can live, but it's like I want to play on level hard where I want to live a long time, but I want to be that guy that they're like, did you know he's 90 and he's still doing that? Holy shit, right? Like, I don't want to just make it there. I want it to be awesome. And if for some reason or somehow I die when I'm 65, I want to have lived the shit out of those years. And I know that you can't do it when you don't feel good. Bottom line is like, because I don't want to lose anybody on weight or body image or dysmorphia even, or whatever you're dealing with. But it's just undeniable that when you can bend down and get at eye level with your kids or your grandkids and your knees don't feel like they're going to explode, life is better. When you can keep up with your kid or your grandkid or your dog while you go on a walk, life is just better. And there's no judgment, because I've been a big boy, but there's also no getting away from it. That life is just better when you're healthy. Like, it's just,
Dude,
it's just true.
I couldn't agree more. And yeah, I'm not here to shame anybody on it. In fact, it'd be the opposite. I would hope to inspire someone on it. I mean, if you looked at my before and after photos, I was extremely unhealthy. And all it really comes down to is getting out of a comfort zone, pushing yourself to be uncomfortable until that uncomfortable becomes comfortable. I heard this phrase the other day, and it's one of those, it's just a freaking TikTok video that, dude, it sat me back in my seat. This guy said, we waste our health in our youth to make money. And then we spend our money when we're older to restore our health.
Yep.
And I thought, dude, how true is that? Like people give up on taking care of themselves so they can go make a bunch of money. And then they find themselves at 55 years old, super unhealthy, at the doctor's office with this battle of cancer. And then they're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to fix what could have been just caretaken all the way along. Like, it's not hard. I'm not the 75 hard guy. I don't like stop drinking. Like, I'm not the guy that's that animal about it. Like, I have to put only this in my body. No, for me, it was small changes. Like, okay, I'm just not going to drink soda anymore. Like, sure, every maybe 3-4 times a year, I'll have that McDonald's fries and a Coke. And I'm like, I just need this in my life. But as a generality, I don't drink soda anymore.
Yeah.
As a generality, I go to a wrap over bread. Like these aren't hard choices.
Yeah.
Like, if I can get away from the carbs, rather than having, tacos for dinner, I may do a taco salad for dinner.
Yeah. Dude, it really is. People overcomplicate it. And so much of it, I will say, is the sugar addiction. And it takes for me, it takes about 2 weeks to get out of it. And you just have to acknowledge your body doesn't need bread. Your body is not craving whatever you think it's craving. That's the addiction, because I'll tell you what I crave right now, and I eat it. So a couple of things on your point. My body craves protein right now. If I wake up at 11:30 at night, I'm hungry for a salmon fillet, not cereal. And I know there's some people watching like, fuck you. It's like, I get it, fuck me. And that's what I would have said before I started too. But I'm telling you, from this side of it, it will be like this for you too. It won't always be like that. But it was cutting out pop or soda. It was intentional, or what I called intentional carbs, where it's like, I know that there's carbs, that this is full. It's not like, because some people be like, watch apples. They have a lot of sugar. Shut up. You can eat as many apples as you want. And that's the other thing is I'll say is, during this, my most successful run at health, I'm never hungry. I am never, if I am hungry, I eat. And I eat something that if somebody's like, you're having it's like, I can't have too much of this. There's no such thing as too much broccoli. There's no such thing as too much chicken. There's if prepared properly, right? Like, and so to your point of like, you're not on 75 hard, I will say, for anybody that's still watching this, I cheat every single day. I don't have a clean day on my books, and not to say that I shouldn't, because I could be better. I'm just saying, like, you can accomplish and get to where you want to go with cheating a little bit every day if the rest of your day you're on point. So
yeah, I think it's just about just changing from where you're at. Like if you're the guy that eats ice cream at night, like that was me. I always had ice cream before I went to bed. Okay, so rather than having ice cream, what can I have that will fill me up that's healthier for me. Like it's just the mindset shift. And I'll tell you, the biggest thing about it is actually getting yourself to a point where you're in the gym. Because
Yeah.
when you're working out to see gains, and
Yeah.
you begin just automatically adjusting your diet. Like for me, I was always the guy that I didn't eat very well. It was lots of pizza and this and that. I had pizza last night though.
Yeah.
Watching a movie with my daughters, like why not? But majority of the weeks, I'm going to go to on Saturday or Sunday. I'm going to buy 8 pounds of steak and chicken. I'm going to go home on the weekend, grill it all up, stockpile it in the fridge. And now, like, you're dead right. Like I get up late at night. I need a snack. I go to the kitchen. I pull out a half of a steak and I slice it up. I may even dip it in some ranch dressing while it's still cold. But guess what? Yeah, ranch dressing has carbs. It's fattening. It's a hell of a lot better than a bowl of fucking ice cream. Like I'm eating steak
Exactly.
with some ranch on it. Like again, like you don't have to go like this level. Like I'm never putting a carb in my body. I'm only going protein. I'm going to become a vegan. Sorry, like stop all that. Just change little things. Ice cream or steaks in some ranch.
Dude,
Like
I
what's
had an
actually
ice
better
cream.
for you?
I had an ice cream addiction. Like all of a sudden I was like,
Dude, it was bad.
because you know when you were a little kid, you're like, someday I'm gonna eat ice cream every goddamn day.
Dude, I
You know?
ate so much ice cream.
Dude, I had to go like this. It was like a step down. I had to go ice cream to coconut milk ice cream to or so like almond milk, I think I ended up, or cashew milk, whatever, one of them. And then I went pudding, and then then I ended up at applesauce. And applesauce is what helped me break my addiction to ice cream. But it was a real deal. And now you want to know what, while we're on that subject, and then I'll wrap up my side of it, is getting dairy out of my life. I can have ice cream if I have lactose free ice cream. It
Yeah.
does a whole different thing in my body. So just for what it's worth, there's a lot of people out there that when they're getting hyped up about or getting scared about getting started, I'm like, dude, if you just take like lactose and fried food out of your diet and started a mile walk for 2 weeks, just the bloating alone and the inflammation, you're going to feel like you lost 10 pounds and you're going to look like you did too.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah,
that.
no, to me it's not hard. And why do we talk about fitness? I'm going to do this. Like I'm just going to share my screen real quick and show you guys what 18 months difference looks like. That's 18 months of difference right there.
Yeah. The biggest thing for me is your face too, dude. Like,
Dude,
just
like the reality is that, and the reason I even share that is because why are we talking about fitness when we came off of leadership? Because a healthy mind and a healthy body is where success starts. Like, yes, you have the anomalies out there, but how many times do you see ultra successful people that have really unhealthy habits? It's pretty damn rare, because they have their morning routine. They get up, they focus on themselves. They take time to review the film of their life and to really reflect on what went well and what didn't go well. They do all these things that lead to healthier choices throughout their day, which leads to success. Because I'm a big believer that the food you put in your body and the lack of exercise is a very, very quick way to have a cloudy brain, which is going to lead you to very poor decision making and ultimately not leading yourself. Like, let's talk about leadership for back on that train. Like you may not have a team, you may not have a company. Lead yourself. Be a leader for you. Lead your habits.
yeah.
Like, how much are we drinking? Like, is this a glass of red wine on a Saturday evening dinner with your wife, or are you pouring 4 bourbons a day? Let's just be honest about it. Like be a leader of yourself first, and that will lead others to want to follow you. Like leaders don't wake up and be like, I want to be a leader. No, it starts with being a leader here, and then people naturally follow. And you find yourself becoming a leader because you first led yourself. You first set yourself up. You led your habits. You led your mindset. You led your health. And then people begin looking, saying, wow, this guy's doing something. I want to do what he's doing. Well, now you're actually a leader. And people begin following what you're doing because of something other than saying, hey, follow me.
Yeah. I just think the first thing that always popped into my brain when somebody was telling me to do something and it was obvious that they had never done it or never done it at a high level, it's like maybe I'm an asshole, but I was like, yeah, I'm probably not going to listen, because that old saying of if someone has what you want, do what they do, right? People make that very materialistic, like if you have the things, and it's like, no, no, no. It's if they have the skills, if they have the coping mechanisms, if they have the leadership, if they have those things, I want to do it just like they did it, right? Like that's just the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, if you go get a custom suit made, how are you going to feel if you walk in the door and the guy that's custom making your suit has, you know, his ties 4 inches too long and his suit's way too baggy on him? You're going to have no confidence in the output that's going to come out of it. Or if you had an extremely unhealthy personal trainer, I would be like, I don't want to follow your habits. Like they can say, oh, I'm a great leader in this. Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah. It's just it just is what it is. And you're right in the sense of like a leader. I talk about this subject almost all from the perspective of health and feeling how good you can feel and being your best you. I will also say, as someone who has lost a few pounds, there's just no doubt about it that when I walk on a stage or when I walk into a room, that the chances of success are higher, because people have this saying, and I agree with it, that you do one thing the way you do everything, or you do everything the way you do one thing. And people might be like, that's not true, I'm a great dad. And it's like, you are a great dad. Imagine the dad that you would be if these other things were in line, though. It's not just saying that you're bad at something, it's that you have the potential to be better. And it's weird how people will fight that. They'll be like, I can't be any better. It's like, what are you saying right now? That you can't be any better? Like, it's just weird, the fights that people will fight to hold on to who they were. You know, you have people, 25-year-olds being like, I love myself. And it's like, well, I mean, it's cool to like where you're at, but I mean, if you fall in love with who you're at, with who you are when you're 25, you're literally never going to get better or see things from a different perspective or move or love anything else. Like, it's, you know, you just got to have that open mind and lack of ego, I think, too, right?
Ego's the enemy, bro. And it's no, you're so right. It's like always be willing to change. And if you want to question whether you have ego or not, this was posed to me many years ago, and it stuck with me forever. And it's something I truly had to evaluate my life on. If you want to question whether you have ego, take someone who is I don't want to say underneath of you, but in a business structure is beneath you in a business structure. How do you accept their criticism? Do you immediately put a guard up, or do you take what they say and evaluate your life?
Yeah.
And that is a check whether you have ego or not. Take it in a family setting. If your kid came to you and said, Dad, I really don't think you should be doing that, do you bow up and be like, I'm an adult, I can do what I want? There's ego right there. Or do you pause for a second and say, maybe they're right, maybe I shouldn't? Your end result may be, no, they were actually wrong, and I'm actually good. But what is your gut reaction in that when someone says, hey, you're doing this wrong? Is it I bow up and defend myself, or I take a retrospect and look in myself and say, am I actually out of line in this? And that's your gauge on ego.
Yeah. Well, going by that gauge, I'm still dealing with some ego, but
so am I.
Yeah, but I will say in most situations, I don't say the thing that I would have normally said out of the gate before that like ruins things and doesn't give you any options. And I'll try to put it through that filter of like, all right, I'm pissed. Am I pissed because I'm disappointed, hurt, because I think they should have done it my way? Are they wrong? And that's the one that's always sucks when it's like, are they wrong? And it's like, they're not wrong.
Yeah, and it's not to say that you have to accept every critique someone has of you.
Right.
But I think it's also wise to at least double check it and be
Try
like,
it on for size,
try
right?
it on for size. And they may be dead wrong. And I'm not afraid to go back to people and be like, hey, I thought about what you said, and actually I totally disagree with it.
Yeah.
But I'm
Now
still
that
gonna
I've had, I appreciate you bringing that to my attention. It gave me a chance to think on it, and I disagree.
agreed. Like we don't have to accept it, but we have to be open. Like that's, man, what a freaking good discussion today, dude.
Yeah, I know. I was just looking at the clock. I was like, I'm being greedy. I got to end this one, but I've had such a good time that, of course, we got to do a second one and hopefully more, brother. But I
100%.
appreciate you, Andrew. If people want to find you, follow you, which they should, how can they find you and follow you?
Primarily is going to be on Facebook. Don't friend request me, follow me. I've got so many friend requests. I keep it right under that 5,000 limit. So I always have room to add a real estate agent or a partner that I would bring onto the team, a teammate. But yeah, follow me on Facebook. I've got about 8,000 followers plus 5,000 friends on there. I put a bunch of social media content together. You can follow me on Instagram as well. I'm Andrew Cady. And yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to ultimately make the world a little better place.
I love it, brother. I appreciate having you in my life, and I appreciate this discussion. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, dude. Have a good day.
You too.
See ya. Done recording.
Boom. All right, that was fun, dude. Thank you.
Dude, I love this stuff.
Me too. Me too. I'm excited to see what my team does with it and chops it up. But I'll send over the recording to you too, because it gets recorded in the cloud, and so I'll just make sure that Ashley sends over our recording to you as well. But I'll chop it up, I'll make it beautiful, and I'll get you those edits too, and you can use them however you want.
Yeah, 100%. And I recorded it on my end as well.
Sweet.
I don't
use it however you want to. Yeah, use it however.
Yeah, I'll probably chop a few reels out of it, and see what I can get out of it. But dude, I appreciate the time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go work from home the remainder of the afternoon. My wife is in Nashville for a girls' trip, and so I am playing Mr. Dad. I've got to pick my daughters up from school, and then I'm just gonna chill today.
Good. You need a chill day, dude. You do a lot. So
yeah, I bought my wife a ticket to the CMA Awards, so she's going to the Country Music Awards tonight.
That's fucking cool, dude. Look at you go.
Yeah, figured why not. So she's up there doing that. I'm gonna sit in the hot tub tonight with my two daughters, and we're gonna watch the CMA Awards.
There you go. Some daddy time. That's the best.
Hell yeah, man. All right, dude.
Dude. Well, thank you, brother. Love you, and I will talk to you soon.
All right, have a good day, man.
Yeah.